Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our homeschooling ongoing learning series for families. And we will be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of homeschooling. So, for today, we will be covering some topics that greatly concerns our choices with regards to homeschooling. What really are the advantages of homeschooling for anyone who is new and to those who are wanting to review uh, their decisions when they chose to homeschool? So, for the following information, this will help you know what to expect when you homeschool your children. It details both the benefits and disadvantages. It will enable us to make a better informed decision if we're still undecided about homeschooling. And it will help us determine what challenging aspects of homeschooling we will be able to tolerate and what positive aspects of administering our children's education will we enjoy. So, first in the list of advantages is that learning never stops. So we enjoy the beauty of learning without boundaries of traditional education. Education can be tailored not only to our children's interests, but also to include real life education, like cooking, bookkeeping, organizing a garage sale, or selling. These can be major lessons too. By keeping learning fresh and interesting, we develop in our children a deep curiosity and desire to know and understand the world around them. And it never stops because we learn together and we learn alongside our children. So when we say real life, I could greatly connect to this list, the first list of advantages for homeschooling, because we have five children and we've been homeschooling ever since our first child, now 13, was 3 years old. So when he started homeschooling, his sibling came, Rachel, then Sella, then Titus, then we have um now we have Yuna. So it's really a good advantage for everybody in the homeschooling journey to learn the that learning never stops. So when you say real life, you immediately would think of every situation that every family would encounter. And when you are encountering real life situations, this is also considered as a learning experience for your children. So that's one of the advantages of homeschooling. Second on the list is we have enjoying freedom. So this is the second. Hello, Miss May. Kindly introduce yourself. Welcome to our homeschooling ongoing learning series for parent teachers.
Thanks, ate.
Hello. Uh, yes, let me just adjust my headset so I can hear you properly. Mhm. All right. Hello, sound check. Hello. You're okay
Clear,
to
ate.
hear me po, Miss?
It's clear.
Helen? Still the
It's
same.
clear, ate.
Okay, it's clear. That's good to know.
Mm.
All right. Give me one moment. Okay, sorry about that. I need to pass the baby. So this ongoing learning series is happening while our fifth child is sleeping. So welcome, Miss May, Miss Cookie, and then Ate Judy. So it's really nice to see you around, see you here po today. So we are going to discuss the advantages po and disadvantages of homeschooling for everyone. At first, I actually introduced that learning never stops. So for the point about learning never stops, when you're homeschooling, you have this chance to use real life experiences to learn more about how uh, to teach to learn more and to continuously learn further and have learning nonstop. Like for example po, cooking. It's not. So everybody eats. Once your children get to adapt to your diet, the things that you're using to cook, allowing them to manage the kitchen well, keep the kitchen clean, nonstop yan. Because we eat 3 times a day. Unless there are some who are in a diet here, that is also part of the learning. Siyempre, we come to ages naman and then we have some food restrictions. We can actually explain that to our children. And likewise, bookkeeping, organizing and selling, entrepreneurship. So you have those advantages to continuously have the learning nonstop. So during the pandemic time, all of the world stopped, even schools. They stopped going to schools. Our children stopped attending their classes, or there are some children who stop attending their classes, and the effect was so tragic in the part of the children who has gotten used of meeting their classmates every day, 5 days a week, and then having some school projects and assignments being done together in a team. And when the pandemic came, of course, we were locked down for how long years? We thought it's just gonna be a week, then weeks came to become a month, then months became years already. And because we were homeschooling back then, our learning never stopped. So we had a backyard here at home. We continued our homeschooling there. We continued to gather mosses, plants, twigs, trees, leaves, and how many leaves we have traced on the bond paper. And for them, it's not new. So until now, it is a continuous, non-stop learning and an opportunity to learn even further. Don't you agree? Has anyone have an experience about real life experiences that they have used in their homeschooling so far? Hindi lang ito para sa mga baguhan, even to the new ones. For sure, you have something to share. One real life lang na experience, and it became like a topic of the day. Anyone? Ate May? Ate Cookie? Ate Judy?
Ano ba? Wait, sorry. Real life, siguro yung every weekend po namin kasi since yung anak ko po, we do have a provider po, 'di ba?
Mhm.
And as much as possible po kasi nag-set ako ng isang araw sa isang linggo to go out to have parang nature study. So, pupunta po kami sa mga like, yung communal forest, mga gano'n po dito sa Trinidad. So yun, yung mga yun, sa mga parks. So yun po yung siguro real life na nai-she-share ko sa anak ko. Kasi since we have a provider po, so talagang nakatutok kami dun sa materials niya from Monday to Friday po. So yun.
Okay. So sa atin naman, we can follow certain what do you call this, like routines every day. We can make our own based on the learning style of our children. Also, we can adapt to what our homeschool provider would suggest and give to us in order for us to meet whatever that it is trying to aim as their competencies every time a year is added in their schooling years. It's also okay, so there's nothing bad with that. The important thing is you are instilling to your children the love for learning and to never stop learning. Kasi ang life naman, it's never gonna be an end to a learning kapag nag-graduate ka na ng grade 6 to high school, graduate ka na ng high school to junior high, senior high, and eventually college. So, every moment, every single time when you learn something like yung recent na learning ng anak ko si Q, he was having a hard time using the earbuds. So, ang simple lang, no? It's using the cotton buds. And he mentioned, I think it's pushing the wax even further in my ears, which is true, right? So, I told him, okay, I'm not an expert on this one. Let's ask a doctor, an eyes, ears, nose, and throat. And then he said, there is a doctor such as that? Yes, every doctor has a specialization. So you open the opportunity to learn that, oh, hindi lang pala ang doctor is you go to the clinic and then whoever is available doctor, that's the doctor. No, they have specialization, eyes, ears, nose, and throat. You have neurologist, you have a cardiologist, you have oncologist. Mom, that's too much. Okay, that's it. That's enough. But if they are open to more of the learning, it opens and widens their curiosity with regards to the medical field. It's not that we want them to be doctors, but because of just a simple mom, the cotton buds is not helping me. It's pushing the earwax inside. You are leading them to learn even further and get curious on it. And then eventually, when they go out there and talk to other doctors, they could explain the pains that they're feeling even further. Kasi yung mga bata, if they would say, I'm having fever, that's it, no more. At least they could say, I'm having fever at the same time my stomach is painful and I feel like vomiting, I feel dizzy. When you have those, that's when learning never stops because you're opening windows for them to address the current need that they have. Ang simple lang, di ba? So, yung isa pang experience namin is I was having a hard time with my PhilHealth. So that's an insurance company, right? And so because they saw us as like our faces were worried about this and malapit na akong manganak and everything. Uh, our son and Rachel, the second one, got curious. Mommy, what is PhilHealth? Eh, syempre, I opened. Okay, this PhilHealth like this, like this. And then, oh, my benefit pala. How much is the fee? They came to know. Okay, when I turn 21, I will start paying my PhilHealth. How do I do it? So, there, which is in any school, they will not teach that. And because yun yung need ng ating that's the current need of our family at the moment, yun yung magiging iki-carry nila by the time na sila ay adults na. Isn't it? So, sino po dito yung involved naman sa savings? Anyone who have tried with saving in the bank, co-op saving, or any simple savings po? Yes, Ate.
Yeah, okay. Good morning. Good morning,
Good morning.
everyone. Akala ko di na ako makakahabol po. Sorry. Hindi ko naalala na may ano pala tayo, kumakain pa kami ng breakfast. But anyway, regarding po sa question, but first of that, I agree na ang learning po is a lifetime. Hindi po siya nag-i-end ang learning. And it's really good na maipakita natin din sa mga anak natin na whenever simple things na matutunan nila or may meet nila along the day, yun ay simple learning na they can bring it as they grow dun sa journey po nila. And about sa saving po, yes, we're teaching our kids to save. Nung just recently, I believe, early this January, early this year, pinag-open po namin sila ng bank account nila. Meron yung tinatawag na, sa BDO po yun eh, I think junior account, or hindi ko alam yung exact term for that. Pinag-open po namin sila because we wanna teach them how to save. May mga nare-receive sila, na tatanggap sila. First, ang tinuro namin sa kanila is yung giving back to the Lord, whatever they receive, whatever they have. We teach them tithe. And then, the same time, we're educating them how to save. We're telling this na, in the future, we never know what's gonna happen. Maybe someday, mama and papa are not around anymore. And then, it's good that you can start saving right now. So someday, you have something to use pag wala na sila, mama at papa. Or someday, maybe we don't have enough money for that, that time. And you can grab a portion of it and you can use it. Parang ganun. Kasi, yung parang we are teaching them to be practical. Hindi yung gusto nila, may nakikita po silang gusto nila and they wanna get it and then bibilhin nila dahil may pera sila. It's not yung concept ng ng na pinapakita namin sa kanila na ang ang lahat ng meron tayo, it's coming from the Lord. And we should be a good steward kung ano yung meron tayo na binibigay nila. So, whenever you spend this, you think of this, are you gonna need this? Is this um really a need or a wants only? Pero kung hindi naman, perhaps you can just save it because maybe in the future ay may pangangailangan ka na yun ay magagamit mo. Perhaps God give it to you sa mga susunod na mga araw dahil wala kang may magagamit mo or kakailangan mo that time. So, yun po, siguro yung saving, yun po, mahalaga na kahit in the early time or early age like this 9 years old na po sila pero 8 years old sila nung inopen namin. Maganda na i-introduce po natin yung saving, yung how we spend yung mga ang tawag dito, yung resources nila.
Yes, thank you, Ate Judy, for sharing. Indeed, napakasimple lang. It's a real life need. Anybody needs it. Siyempre, kailangan nating mag-save. But at the same time, if we pass that experience to our children, they in turn are benefiting from yung sana sinimulan ko ng younger na nag-save ako. Ako recently lang kasi ako nagsisave Nung naisip ko na, maganda palang mag-start para sa mga kids. And it's building or it's something that they can use in the future. So we have something about real life need for health, real life need for savings. All of this, ang simple-simple ng mga bagay na kung ano man ang ibinibigay ng real life experiences natin, these are opportunities for our children to learn and open gates and bridge more learnings in this area. Kaya one of the advantage of homeschooling is that learning never stops. So that's really one good thing. And now that Q is in the school, seeing what they are doing in school, we can say that there's a big difference between homeschoolers at saka kids that are in school talaga. So whatever the module is doing, reading, writing, arithmetic, ganun lang siya. But for us, we have this opportunity to dig deeper, aralin pa ng maigi, at buksan natin yung mga questions, sagutin natin yung mga tanong natin kung meron tayong topic na nai-interest yung mga bata or yung mga learners, which moves us to the second advantage, enjoying freedom. So, homeschooling, we enjoy the freedom. Hindi naman sa pariwara tayo. Hindi naman sa, okay, lahat tayo nakaupo na lang sa couch, manonood na lang ng show or movie. No, the kind of freedom that homeschoolers have is a freedom where they could have time to investigate an interesting subject in depth siya. So, hindi lang pahapyaw na, okay, what is science? Science is, that's a definition ka lang. But for us, we go for what is science. Anong gusto mong experiment? Ma-undergo mo yung process ng experimentation until you carry it out to the result of the experiment and to test kung yung sinabi ba nila na mag-grow, yung kagaya ng project nila Ate Judy, the twins. Project kasi ng Makasa family is nagtanim sila ng munggo sprout. So, pagtanim nila ng munggo sprout, syempre ang inisip nila it will grow. Of course, tama ba Ate Judy? And how is it right now? Kumusta ang inyong tanim?
Munggo po kasi yun at saka sa pot na maliit lang. So, hindi siya naglalas ng ano niya, dahil hindi siya makaahon lumaki. But, it did well and naintindihan nila na, kasi yung munggo, yung isa, niluto niya pa. Bago niya itinanim po.
Tinanim.
But the other one, yeah, yung isa naman ay dinirect na niyang tinaniman, tapos nilagyan niya ng soil, good soil, and then with sunlight, with air, ganon. And then they found out na ang munggo pala doesn't need to be cooked para iluto, and it needs ang plant para mag-grow din ay kailangan niya yung mga elements like air, sun, yung good soil, water, ganon. Yun po yung natutunan ko nila.
Sa traditional schools po kasi, they need to, parang lagi silang nagmamadali. So they're always rushing. You plant this and then wala na yung observation, wala na yung application, wala na yung experiencing and then looking at the result. Kung tama ba ang kanilang naisip na it will grow or not, ganyan. So sa atin na homeschoolers, we have this freedom. Hindi tayo nagmamadali. So okay lang sa atin na magising ng late in the morning, so long as there's habit formation na nangyayari, process yan. Ngayon, siguro late silang nagigising, then eventually earlier, and it's becoming more earlier, and it's becoming more earlier, then nadadagdagan ng habit na aayusin yung bed. Kasi process yun. Pag ang bata laging namamadali, I remember Q, he's crying a lot. Kasi galing siya sa traditional school. Sobra naaawa na ako sa anak ko kasi, anak, grading na! Anak, magpe-prepare na tayo. Sige, sagutin. To the point na dahil sa sobrang bagal niya, ako nang sumasagot sa ibang mga papers. And syempre, we don't want that to happen to our children because of the freedom that we have, the time that we could give to our children. Hindi lang tayo naka-confine sa mga books and paperworks. Pwede rin kapag gusto ng mga anak natin na i-explore itong isang topic, like for example, Mama, is it true that there are wood carvings anywhere? Pupunta kayo ng museum and see it, touch it, learn it, kung ano tong mga wood carvings. Then doon namin nalaman na hindi pala lahat ng wood carvings are glorifying to the Lord din. May mga wood carvings na medyo explicit, may mga naka-expose na mga body parts, ganyan. May mga wood carving na para sa different gods and goddesses. So doon namin nakita na, okay, so meron palang mga wood carvings na ganyan and wood carvings na ganito. When meron din namang wood carvings for decorations, doon na nila nakikita yung beauty ng freedom nila dahil they are homeschooling. And not only that, those who are involved in sports, sa mga gustong aralin ng maigi yung kanilang involvement with sports. Like for us, we have wushu. Sino pa po ang involved sa sports? I know sila Ate Judy. Karate po, tama ba ate? And of course, yung mga musically musically inclined, you have this freedom to learn the craft deeper. Diba? Kapag tayo naman po ay gifted sa voice, like our children who can sing, meron tayong opportunity to learn how to sing even better, more profound, more skilled sa ating mga areas of giftedness. Kasi kapag nag-homeschool ka, meron kang time na maiaalat para doon sa mga bagay na yon. Inaayos mo ang iyong schedule. And as time goes by, homeschooling is giving you the opportunity to become better in what you're doing, in singing, in dancing, or in sports, and in anything because of that freedom. Then, we have the flexibility. Dahil may freedom tayo, we are very flexible with our schedule. So, hindi mo rin masasabi na, si mama nasa hospital, she got confined because of cough like this. Tara, palitan tayo to look after your lola. And of course, because Q can do that already, that is also the joy of homeschooling. Flexible kayong mai-adapt and makakatulong pa kayo sa inyong family. Anyone experiencing or have experienced that? Yes, Ate Judy.
Yeah, hindi naman po dun sa na-confine but na-correlate lang ako dun sa nabanggit niyo po kanina na yung halimbawa may skills yung anak mo in music, sports like that. When sa homeschooling may freedom po talaga like for my kids we are grateful medyo may bless sila ni Lord ng gift of sa music. And yun po nagpa-piano lesson po sila at sa isang music school dito sa Baguio. Pero yung napag-aaralan nila or yung skills po nila, dahil sa homeschooling po kami, na-exercise po namin sa bahay. In the morning, bago kami magsimula ng homeschooling namin, we started with singing hymns. Doon na po nila na-i-apply po somehow yung skills po nila o napag-aaralan po nila sa music class po nila. And at the same time, nagiging beneficial po siya sa family po kasi we started our adorations muna sa Panginoon bago yung pag-aaral, yung ganun po. So yun po, yun lang po yung isa sa benefits po ng homeschooling. Pero pag nasa school ka, di po pa pag yung nasa school ka, yung note counts, yung mga more on learnings lang, pero kung wala kang, hindi mo siya apply sa, or pa-practice, somehow nagiging knowledge lang po siya. Dahil nga madaming time silang na-spend sa school kaysa sa time na, yung freedom po na mai-apply po nila yung learnings po nila. Yan po.
Yes, thank you for sharing. And of course, dahil flexible din tayo, we have this time to explore on the different characters na gusto natin ma-instill sa ating anak. Like for example, obedience. So ang simple niyan, obedience. The teacher would always shout sa mga classrooms na, listen, 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 paulit-ulit ng listen, and somehow it's not being displayed on how to listen. But because of the freedom that we have with the time that we have and flexible ang ating time, na ituturo natin ang true obedience, true listening, or any character and skills na gusto nating matutunan ng mga bata. Kasi yan naman ang mga building blocks ng ating good habit formation. So ang first is, of course, if you love your child, you would want him to obey you and listen to you, diba? But it will not happen if you will not display an example of how listening should be done and how obeying should be done. So kami nga, natutuwa ako dahil syempre, di ba, as wives, we have to submit to the authority of our husbands. Eh ako nung una, ayaw ko nagsasubmit. Kaya nasasabi ko sa mga anak ko, I'm so sorry for not submitting to your dad. I'm not honoring him because hindi yan biblically right. What the Lord is teaching us is to submit to that authority. Kasi may protection tayong marireceive, may guidance, meron ding wisdom. As mothers, we get caught up kung ano yung mga everyday na ginagawa natin. Mga maliliit na bagay, nakakalimutan natin yung mga authority above us. And when I showed this to our children, natutunan na rin nila ang obedience. Take note, yung sinishare ko sa chat group, 10 years naming inaral ang obedience. Until now, obedience is part of our life pa din. So we are grateful kahit na paulit-ulit magkakaibang intensity naman. Yan ang freedom na na-experience natin. Tama po ba? Or meron kayong character ngayon? Kasi recently ang character na dinidevelop namin is gentleness. So ang hirap po, no? Gentleness. Hindi kasi ako gentle. Anak, wag yan. So kayo po, anong character ang inyong binibuild at this season?
Sige, una na po ako.
Yes, ate ko.
Kay Josiah po, sa ngayon, since sa obedience naman, okay naman siya. Tingin ko okay naman siya. Patience po. Kasi sobrang, alam mo naman yung mga bata, ewan ko kung siya lang, parang sobrang madali po siyang magsawa sa isang bagay. Like, hindi po siya nagtatagal doon. Minsan, pag ayaw na niya gawin, mas lalo din niya gagawin, parang gano'n. So, yung patience ang gusto namin i-instill sa kanya kaya sabi ko nga po kailangan yun lalo na 'pag nag-aaral. Pero we're still, trying to, explain to him kung ano ba yung patience. Kasi marami pa po siyang hindi pa alam, like yung parang hindi pa po niya na-absorb yung meaning nun. So, yun po.
Wow, that's nice. It's an exciting skill, patience.
Oo.
Biruin nyo ang ating mga lessons sa homeschooling, no? Walang ganito sa traditional classes. We have science, math, English, Filipino, ganyan ang kanilang lessons. But for us, ang lessons natin, gentleness, Patience. O, 'di ba mga character ang mga ito? Because we want our children to grow as not only good citizens, we want them to thrive when they grow and be mature in their age. So yun po ang ating two advantages of homeschooling. Marami pa po tayong itatakal, but I will use the remaining 4 minutes po of our time to let you know of the movement of the hub. So we have a hub, Benguet Homeschool Hub po siya ngayon. It's linked with homeschooling, intentional parenting. So we are excited that everybody are growing. Pati ang ating number, lumalaki na po, ano? So as we continue to become active and willing to help, yung heart po kasi namin is to help other families. Before, when we were starting, nahirapan kami financially, kasi walang nagli-lead sa amin on where to put our money better until eventually nabaon kami sa utang, nahirapan kaming bayaran. And we don't want that to happen to anyone. So sa mga families na may heart to help other families also, this is free to anyone na gustong matuto pa with true homeschooling, yung totoong homeschooling. Kasi during the pandemic, nagsisilabas ang mga different understanding ng mga different institutions with regards to homeschooling. But for us, we want na, and we desire and we pray na we will reach out to families na gusto talaga yung authentic homeschooling. Although ang ating strategy or mga advantages and disadvantages na tinitake sa homeschooling and how we approach homeschooling, magkakaiba po yan. But because we are together, we can complement each other and complete whatever kung ano yung lacking sa ating lahat. So, we will be a recognized body, but a just like how I explained before, non-profit, non-stock, non-profit organization or non-profit group po tayo. So no one from the group will be asking for any money from anyone. We are here as volunteers. So as the Lord leads you to share something, an encouragement, topics na encourage sa ating lahat on our path to homeschooling, this is the move that we're going to take. So we will also be recognized by Homeschool Association of the Philippine Islands. So they are the biggest group po ng mga homeschoolers. They are a group of different institutions din, different providers. And ang nag-spearhead po niyan is Homeschool Global. So sila po yung current president. So what we're gonna do is we're going to link ourselves with Homeschool Association of the Philippine Islands, and at the same time, we're going to link ourselves with the government as well. So that being said po, we are going to stand as one group na will reach out to the different communities, parent teachers, and homeschoolers na nangangailangan po ng ating tulong. Just like us, we need you, we need the community, we need the activities that we're doing, and of course, hindi naman what do you call this? Hindi kaya ng iisang tao or iisang pamilyang ganitong creativity. We would also need to team up with the different families who are creative as well. Sa akin naman, hindi ako all-knowing. So gusto ko rin na meron akong nakakasama sa aking journey na magsasabing, chill, parang kaya kong ituro ang sewing, kaya nung si Ate Judy. Dahil hawak ko yung baby ko, Ate Judy, ikaw muna magturo ng sewing. So yung mga ganong simpleng bagay po. Para hindi rin po tayo yung keep to ourselves lang. Kasi we are opening na We have members from Australia, we have members from Canada, and we would want them to benefit from what we are experiencing, the joy of homeschooling talaga. So we want to reach them as much as possible. And once po na-recognize na po ang ating group, of course, wag masyadong legal. That's one thing that we don't want to happen. Yung masyadong magiging parang classroom type or school type na tayo. We will remain as a non-profit and non-government organization, and we will not be a school provider or a homeschooling provider. We will remain as an individual entity. Ang heart po natin is talagang to reach out to the community. Meron nga po tayong recent na member who came from Bauco Mountain Province, and they would want to learn more about what we do and how our homeschooling or how authentic homeschooling is really done. So sa atin magkakaiba, hindi lang naman ang sa akin ang gusto kong i-share, but also the rest of us naman, sila Ate Cookie, sila Ate Judy, sila Ate Aureline, yes po, Ate Aureline, sila Ate May. You have your own unique learning styles, unique homeschooling styles, and we want that to be shared sa lahat. And once we are opening ourselves to those who would want to learn more, gusto rin naman po natin na when they are willing to help, we could welcome them here in this group din po. So yun po yung magiging movement ng ating group. Any ideas po ba? Hindi lang dapat manggaling sa akin? Any thoughts po? Nag-pause ba ako? Hindi naman. So may mga thoughts po kayo or anything? Hindi naman po tayo
Baka may
ng
yata si Sister
Yes, Ate.
Cookie. Tama sinasabi siya, sis.
Po? Ay, sorry.
Akala ko po nagsasalita po kayo. Akala ko mute yun. Sorry.
Sorry.
Oo. So, ganun po ang ating magiging movement. And if you notice, meron po tayong mga list of activities every week, every day. These are complementary activities to what you are already doing. I hope it's not a distraction to anyone, but we would gladly want to see you also and meet you, especially on Thursday, at meron tayong buwan ng wika celebration. So hindi lang siya celebration, but also we are going to brainstorm on other activities that we can add to our hub para makater din natin yung iba overseas, makater din natin yung mga iba na magkakalayo, like nasa Luzon, nasa Visayas, Mindanao sila. So those families na gustong makita yung mga programs and activities natin. Oh, okay. Yes, Ate May. Thank you so much. Yes, we're praying din po. And of course, as much as possible, we want the participation of everyone. Gaya ng sabi ko nga last year when we were having our activities, naku, dalawang family lang ang laging present. And ngayon po, we were so blessed kasi ang dami-dami lang nag-a-attend, not only face-to-face but also online. So, we're really happy na oh, may marunong ng ganito, we can tap them if they have the time. Then, oh, may marunong ng ganito, at least we can highlight your skills, we can highlight your strength, and then we can learn from you also. So, we want na yung mga nag-develop ng skills nila for the longest period of time they are homeschooling, sila yung first hand na mag-share ng kanilang experience. Ganon po yung ating magiging move. Kaya mabibisita kayo sa mga bahay-bahay ninyo. Just kidding. Yes po, but we were doing that every month last year and this year actually. We've been visiting homes, but eventually some of the families already went overseas and some of the families are missionaries po kasi. So it breaks our heart, but I think will ni Lord that when we come here, we strengthen each other, we go out and then reach out to other more families, furthering kung ano yung mga heart natin to reach out talaga. So hindi tayo nililimit ni Lord dito. We are very much open. Although we don't want any families to go overseas, but kung yun ang will ni Lord, sige, go. So ganyan. So we already have 2 families overseas. Yun po. Okay. Anyone else before by 3 minutes pa po tayo? Any additional encouragement? And then next week, we will continue talking about advantages of homeschooling as well. Or baka may mga questions po kayo. Yes, pwede. Meron din kayong suggestions. Very open din po kami sa ganyan, suggestions.
Encouragement siguro, please.
Okay.
Okay lang po ba? Apo, for me, I just, yung ma-encourage pang bawat isa, like, ako po kasi, lately lang din napasama sa community dito sa Benguet, Baguio Hub. And I appreciate it a lot kasi simula nung nag-attend po kami, kasi yung homeschool provider namin is Iloilo. So kung may community or co-op, yung tinatawag nilang gano'n, yung co-op nila or community sila, kaya nga naman, fly pa kami sa Iloilo, ang mahal ng di ba ng fare. But right now, yung Benguet, yung community natin dito na yung Benguet Hub, ay napakalaking bagay po. Knowing sa ating mga parents, kasi tayong teacher po maganda yung nakaka-fellowship din natin ng co-parent natin. Somehow we can get encouragement, get learnings from them as well, or makamusta natin sila. Kasi knowing na, yung malaman mo lang ba na hindi ka nag-iisa, may kasama kang nag-homeschool din, it's really a big help. So, I believe yun, kasi tayo po yung teacher being a parents na a teacher, parang maganda tayo po mismo, yung sarili natin ay okay po muna. Especially sa Panginoon, tsaka sa yung okay tayo. Kasi somehow, kung hindi po tayo okay, yung init ng ulo natin, mainit ng ulo natin, yun ang may papass on po natin sa ating mga anak. And we don't wanna do that, right? We wanna create a good, yung foundation ng character po sa mga anak natin. In a way, yun ay learnings na po nila na they can bring it all the way to their journey. And yun po, I encourage everyone na kung may mga meetings tayo or may mga face-to-face meeting, kung hindi man kayo available sa face-to-face, may meeting like this, I encourage, it's a big help po ang ganitong gatherings po when we can encourage one another. Yun po.
Thank you, Ate Judy. Yes, we will meet again next week. And of course, tomorrow, meron po tayong read aloud and we will continue with the reading of our succeeding chapters. Ito po is Pilgrim's Progress. So, do not be intimidated po kapag, itong book na to para lang sa mga teens, ganyan. Hindi naman po. Like, you'll never know if a 4-year-old will attend and then suddenly during your Bible study would say, oh, I remember Christian. Who is Christian? The character in the Bible when reading. So exciting siya po, no? Konti lang yung napipick up ng ating mga younger ones, pero ang impactful po pala sa kanila. So we'll never know kung saan nila magagamit ang kanilang mga readings. Then Thursday, we have Buwan ng Wika. And of course, the following weeks will still be the same. And